Okay, let's do HTML Basics 3. Introduction. Our HTML journey has been progressing very nicely. We've covered 1. How to set up the skeleton of an HTML file. 2. Headings, paragraphs, images, and links. 3. Font colors, sizes, and types. 4. Background colors, aligning text, bolding, and italicizing fonts. In this course, we're going to cover some important structural aspects of HTML. Tables, div tags, and spans. Introduction. To get warmed up, make the heading have the font family of Arial. Okay, so I'm going to go into my heading here, heading 1, put a little space here, and say style equals 2 quote marks, and then I'm going to say font hyphen family, a full colon, Arial with a capital A. Alright, that's working. 2. Add an image. Okay, so I'm going to go down here, put an image tag. So that's my image tag. And then I'm going to put an src equals, and then within quotation marks, that's where I'm going to put an image. Define an image, open up a new tab, go to images.google.com, and how about a cannon, image of a cannon. Okay, there's a nice cannon, and let's see if, well, the cannon's not there. Let's go back. See if I can find a picture of a cannon that is here and that is not huge. These are some huge images. Okay, here's a cannon. Go ahead and take that URL and copy it and paste it into my source. Alright, so now I've got a nice picture of a cannon. Yay. Okay, step 3. Add a second image which is clickable and links to a site. Check the hints if you don't remember how to do this. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to add a second image, and this image is going to be within an anchor tag. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create my anchor tag first. So there's my opening anchor tag, my closing anchor tag, and then within these tags I'm going to put my image later on, but I've got to have an href here that says where it's going to go. I'm just going to use a site that is easy to type, cnn.com, and then I'm going to put in here, I think, an image of the CNN logo. So I'm going to make some space, and I'll put an image tag in here, img. Okay, and the image tag is going to have a source, src equals, so I just need to put my image there. So I'm going to open up a new tab, use Google Imaging, and just do CNN logo. Okay, so there is a CNN logo. Try to find one that's not too huge. This one's, I guess, small enough. There it is. I'll go ahead and copy that and paste that URL into my source, and that gives me a CNN logo. When I hover over it, the cursor is going to change to a little pointer, and if I click on that, it's going to open up the CNN. Alright. So now I'm done with that. I'll go ahead and save and submit and start the next lesson. Oh, I've got a badge, 50 exercises. Alright. Okay, tables. What are tables? Tables are very useful. We use them to store tabular data so it is easy to read. When you want to present information neatly in a table with rows and columns, you guessed it, use the table tags. That's what you need. There are many tags associated with tables, but it all starts with a table tag, so let's add that first. So instructions. Number 1, add an opening and closing set of table tags to the body of this HTML document. So I go within the body. I'll do an opening table. I don't like the way that that's formatted. I'll tab it in. And then a closing table. Alright. Number 2, go to the results view. You'll notice that nothing visible was added. That's because our table is not populated yet. We'll learn how to do that soon. Alright, save and submit, and I'll start the next lesson. Rows of information. A table is just a bunch of information arranged in rows and columns. we use the TR tag, that's the table row tag, to create a table row. We'll learn how to create columns shortly, and everything will start to come together. You don't really create columns in the table. Instead, you tell each row how many cells to have, and that determines the number of columns. All right, so instructions. We'll get to the details of the table cells in a minute. In the meantime, we've added a set of table row tags on the table on line 9, creating a table row. Add 2 more rows on lines 11 and 12. Okay, so I'm supposed to add more lines here. I'm just going to copy and paste what's on line 9 onto 11 and 12. All right, that's easy enough. Save and submit. Start the next lesson. Okay, a single column. Look at the HTML now. You can tell that there's still 3 rows. We've added a little more white space to make it easier to deal with the table columns and table data. We've added a single TD, which is table data cell, to our first row, essentially creating a single column. If you view the results tab, so we got the results tab over here, you will see that we've drawn a border around it. It's not that impressive, but don't worry, we're about to add more table data cells. We're starting to add a lot of HTML elements now. Make sure you indent your tags as you nest them so you don't get confused. Okay, instructions. Number 1, in the second row, add a table data TD cells and type 2 between the tags. Okay, so this is my first row here, and this is my second row here. So within that, I'm going to put some table data tags. There's my opening table data and my closing table data, and I'm going to write the word 2 in here. All right. It says in the third row, add another cell with a 3 between the tags. Okay, so here's my third row. So in there, I'm going to put TD, and I'm going to put, there's my opening and my closing. Now in between those table data tags, I'm going to put 3. Right now I've got 1, 2, 3 on my table. Step 3, go to the results view. You can see that you have columns 1 through 3 rows. You have 1 column and 3 rows. Each row contains exactly 1 cell. All right, I'll go ahead and save and submit and start the next lesson. Okay, adding a second column. It may not have seemed like much, but you just created a single column table in the last exercise. Nice work. Now take a look at what we have on your page, on our page. Notice in the first table row, we now have 2 table data cells. Okay, so they put King Kong and they put 1933. Adding a second table data cell has the effect of adding a second table column. Although, if you go to the results view, it may look funny because only the first row has 2 cells. Okay, so yeah, that's right. So let's fix that. Instructions. Add a table data tag to the second table row tag with a value of 1897 like this. Okay, so I'm going to go to Dracula here, and I'm going to put another table data, and I'll put 1897. Then I'll put an ending table data. All right, that gives me my second row's date. Step 2, add a table data tag to the third TR tag with a value of 1935. So I'll go down here, put my opening table data, my closing table data, and within those tags, I blew it there, and here, I'll put 1935. Great. Number 3, check out the preview window. We now have a total of 2 columns and 3 rows, and each row has 2 cells. Sweet. We now have the basic table. Go on to the next section to find out how to add a header and a title to our table. Okay, I'll save and submit the code and go to the next one. Head of the table. Here's the table we made earlier. It's okay, but it just looks like we have a list of famous Hollywood people, monsters, and their birth years. To make our table look a little bit more like a table, we'll use the T-head and T-body tags. These go within the table tags and stand for the table head and the table body, respectively. The head HTML tag contains information about web pages, for example, the title, and the body tag contains the content of the web page. In the same way, the T-head tag can be thought of as containing information about the table, and the T-body tag containing the actual tabular data. Okay, instructions. Since everything we currently have is just tabular data, put everything we have in our table so far between a set of table body tags. We'll add the table head next. Okay, so I'm going to go in the table rows. For above the first table row, I'll put a T body. That's the opening table body. Then I'll go down here after my last row, and I'll put a closing table body or T body tag. Great, I'll go ahead and save and submit and start the next lesson. All right, table heads. We have just added a table head tag above the table body. It will hold the heading for each column. Okay, so I see we got the table head tags here. You add text to the table head similar to the table body, like this, and it shows that we have something called a TH tag, and that is something new. First, we have the opening TH tag, or table head tag, for the table head. Then we have an opening TR tag for the row, the start of a new row. After that, we have TH tag, sells the name for the column heading. Notice that we use the table H instead of using the table data, the TDs. Then another TH cell for the favorite color column heading. Finally, we close the row elements with a closing TR tag and close out the table heading element with a closing TH head tag. Instructions: we have already created the T head tags for you. Inside the table heading elements, add a single row using the TR elements. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, put an opening TR tag and a closing table row tag. All right. Step number 2, within the rows, add 2 table header cells, or TH cells, with the values famous, monster, and birth year. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, put a little space between these TRs, and I'll create a TH tag, a closing TH tag, and on the next line I'll put a TH tag opening again, and a closing TH tag, and then in between it I'm going to put, let's see, famous monster, the first one, and I'll put birth year on the second one. All right. Check out the example to see what structure looks like. Okay, so I can see that it's bold and it's centered up there. Go ahead and save and submit the code and start the next lesson. All right, naming your table. Okay, I think we'll name this table in the next video.